All right, my man. State your name and let them know you on Real Talk with Nick.
This is Constant, and I'm on Real Talk with Nick. Holla.
That's what's up, man. We got a lot to talk about, man. From the Donovan Mitchell situation,
yes, sir,
to the preseason coming up.
Yes, sir.
Talk to Nick, baby. What's going on, man?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm glad the Knicks front office didn't do exactly what they did with Carmelo, man. Just got rid of everybody just to get one player. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get them in the future. We're going to get them in free agency. Let's just focus on the youth and let's trust the process, man. I'm loving Jalen Brunson.
But hold up. When you speak of the Knicks not giving up all the players for one man, who is that man, man? Let's be specific who we talking about.
Donovan Mitchell.
Okay,
Donovan Mitchell.
So speaking of Donovan Mitchell, man, would you say he's a defensive player in your eyes?
No.
Okay. No. But yet, Tom Thibodeau is a defensive coach. Would you agree?
I feel Tom Thibodeau probably would have brought the defense out of him because everybody could do defense. They just got to be taught. And I think Tom Thibodeau would have kind of teach him how to be a defensive player, but I don't think he would have became that defensive player that we're looking for in the point guard.
Okay, now when you say everybody could be taught defense, would that be fair to mention Kevin Knox? Would you say Kevin Knox, even when they was trying to implement defense in this game, still struggled with it?
Because some people, it all depends if they want to learn. You know what I mean? Like Kevin Knox, I don't think he was the type of player that was comfortable in becoming a defensive player. He was more of an offensive player. So when people is more offensive, they're not focused on defense. You want a player that want to be all around and say, I'm ready to do everything, like R.J. Barrett. R.J. Barrett is ready to do anything, to take any task. So you put him defense, he's there.
Okay. Now, before we get to R.J.,
yes,
right?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Another player I'm going to mention who was even more defensive-minded than that of Kevin Knox.
Yes.
Frank Ntilikina. He wasn't that great on offense. Once again, this was a defensive player, defensive-minded.
Yes.
They got rid of Frank Ntilikina.
Yes.
I mean,
you can't blame nobody but the coach, man. The coach want to play the players he want to play. I'm sure I'll be honest with you, I'm sure we had players, a coach like Mark Jackson, or we had a coach like the guy that was coaching the Nets. What was his name?
You talking about before?
Kenny Atkins.
Okay.
If we had them, these are the guys that will play everybody. But you got Tom Thibodeau, we know his history. He only played the players he want to play veteran, and if he would have gave Frank and Tom a chance to really be the defensive player that he would have locked down a lot of people. You remember he was locking down D-Wade. He locked down D-Wade. D-Wade couldn't even score when Frank was on him. But because you remember that time when we was in the playoff and all that, what Tom did? Pull him out. And he put somebody else to play defense on him. You got to have a coach that know exactly when to use our strength of our players. Like Kevin Knox, he didn't use him as much. Kevin couldn't thrive. So we don't know where he could have been. It's up to the coach because the coach got to be the one to trust our players and say, you know what? Come down and play this game right here. Let's see what happens. Look at this. Look at our defensive player. You know who our defensive guard is? Deuce McBride. He's a dog on defense.
So why is he in the G League, man?
Because of coach. Coach don't want to play him. Give him a chance. Give him the keys. Tell him lock that player down and watch him lock it down. It's all on the coach. If the coach don't see you and say, yo, I could trust him, you're going to be on the bench. That's it. But what happens when he on G League? Averaging 27 points a game. Best steals, best defensive player in our G League. He could do the same in the NBA if you give him a chance. That's what I believe.
Okay. All right. Thank you for breaking that down.
Yes, sir.
Now, I want to get to R.J. Barrett.
Yes, sir.
Let's start there, man.
Yes, sir.
Do you think R.J. Barrett is going to have a chip on his shoulders, being that everybody was talking about the D. Mitchell situation? His name was mentioning.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me concerning...
That man right now got a lot to prove this year. From what I remember, even on his college days, they always had R.J. Barrett as the underdog. And R.J., man, people don't remember, R.J. was the #1 draft pick at one point until Zion took over and they put him in 3. But remember, he was #1 until Zion came in. So I'm not sleeping on R.J. He proved to me what he's capable of doing during the last games of the Knicks. You saw he was a dog, bro.
Yeah.
Clutch, all that. That's the RJ we gonna see this year.
Okay, and not to mention, man, this man broke records at 21.
Yes, sir.
Where we speak of Luka,
yep,
Kobe Bryant,
yep,
and I believe Kevin Durant.
He's up there with him. So that tells you right there what type of year he's gonna have this year, man. Like, I feel like he feels like, yo, you know what? I have a lot to prove because this is my team. New York love me, and I'm going to show them that I deserve this money that they gave me. And I believe we gonna see the RJ that we saw in Chicago when he made that game-winning shot. This dude is gonna be our star, man.
Yeah, man.
He's gonna be our star.
Okay. Now, do you feel that RJ Barrett will average? I think right now he averages what, like 22,
20
points per game.
Yes.
With a point guard like Jalen Brunson, who RJ is ecstatic
Yes.
of having on the roster
Yes.
with the team,
Yes.
due to the fact he's a lefty like him.
Yes.
I seen an interview on MSG, right, where RJ Barrett says that lefties see the game on the opposite side of what everybody else sees.
Yes, sir.
So elaborate
I believe
on that.
because I'm a lefty. I play ball, and it's hard for people to block my shots. It's hard for people to predict where I'm going because I'm a lefty. Us lefties is dangerous, man. You know, because you gotta understand the NBA. 95% of the people is right-handed. So people that's doing defense and all that, they're used to right-hand players. The lefties, I mean, should I mention Zach Randolph? How much of a beast he was with the left hand? You know what I'm saying? Lefties is hard to do, man. And I feel with Brunson, he's going to bring the game out of RJ Barrett that we saw on Duke.
Okay, so you see RJ's stats elevating.
Yes, all around though, all around. I feel like he's gonna be an all-star this year. I feel he's going to be somewhere around 22 to 23 points a game. And defensively, I feel like his steal numbers is going to be up.
Okay. Then when we speak of Jalen Brunson, right?
Yes.
A lot of critics
Yes.
speak on his size.
Yes.
They say he's too small, so forth. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that's going to be an issue when he come across guards like Drew Holiday?
Yes.
Do you think it's going to be a problem?
I mean, I don't think so because what he's going to bring and what the Knicks is going to bring this year is a collective unit. So whatever he's weak on, the team is going to help out with. So even if a guard beat him, we're going to make sure we have his back. And I don't believe on the size thing because if you look at guys like, Allen Iverson was 6 feet himself. And look how dangerous he was, you know? So I don't really believe in size. I just believe in commitment. And Jalen Brunson is a committed player. I mean, right now he's working on all facets of his game. So I have faith in him.
Okay. And when we speak of the Knicks having a drought, when we speak of that of the point guard position,
Yes.
who would you say Jalen Brunson is the most fascinating player since Fill It In?
Okay. He's the most fascinating player since Stephon Marbury. And to add on one more person, Charlie Ward. Because these are true point guards that actually help the team and the offense play the way it's supposed to play.
I'm sorry, you don't think you're missing a player on that list when we speak of that of Mark Jackson?
I'm sorry, Mark Jackson. Sorry, Mark. You know, it was just, I didn't know how many people I could mention, but
Right.
sorry, Mark. You up there.
If not the one.
If not the one, because Mark was our point guard. You know what I'm saying? So, and, Charlie Ward. And I also want to add on Ron Harper, Or is it Derek Harper? Yeah, Derek Harper.
What about Rob Strickland?
I forgot about Rob. Sorry, Rob.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
I guess we got to somewhat some listeners.
We got to get our point guards together. I'm sorry about that. Rob Strickland too, man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So having a point guard like Jalen Brunson, what would you think he would bring to the Knicks roster, man?
Toughness, space, because he could shoot as well. He could also dribble and make his own shots. So space, a good offensive flow, and I feel like he would just bring commitment. He would just bring togetherness as a point guard, as our leader. He would definitely. I think he would probably do exactly what Jay Kidd did when he was on the Knicks.
Okay.
He brought everybody and brought the best game out of everybody.
Okay. All right. Now, when we speak of a player like Julius Randle, now, he ain't gonna be the number one option no more.
Nope.
Some say he played like a point guard, played out of position. Those who love Julius Randle said he had to do that because we didn't have a point guard. Do you think that's going to deflect his game?
Honestly, if the Knicks fans out there, if you remember, what was when Julius came to the Knicks, what was his best power points? He was a slasher, meaning with a good point guard, he'll be able to cut, he'll be able to create his own shots, and he don't have to worry about trying to create the offense. He could be the offense. you know, and that's what he was doing when he first started in the Knicks. He was the slasher guy. He was cutting the ball. He got the ball, dunked the ball. That's the type of player he is. The man can't dribble, man, so I don't know why Tom was giving him the keys to dribble the ball. He's not a dribbler. He's not a good handler, point or power forward. So where he at right now, I think he's going to thrive. He better thrive, because if not, he got to go, bro.
Well, right now, I don't even think he want to be a Knick, man. I seen posts, social media posts, where he demanded a trade.
Yeah.
He unfollowed the Knicks on social media, Instagram.
That's all right.
So I don't know what it is, man. Could it be like social media platforms like Real Talk with Nick?
Yeah.
Where people like yourself can run for the streets, man. You're hearing it. I'm pretty sure he's hearing it too.
Yeah.
Versus him getting himself together to fight through the criticism.
Right.
Or just giving up and saying, fuck it, I can't handle the pressure. To me, I often wonder, was he ever ready for the market? Because when he had the success with the Knicks, we was in the bubble.
Yeah.
When we became the fourth seed.
He had no crowd.
So, what's your input on that?
To be honest with you, as much I didn't like Julius Randle last year's game, I feel like, as a Knicks fan, I'm ready to give him another chance. Because, yeah, he didn't have a crowd. He had a crowd. He had to shake that web off. Let's see now with Jalen Brunson taking that pressure off of him, maybe he'll be another player like that again. But it all depends on him. And back to what you said, where you was like, you don't feel like the big lights are for him. Remember, he had other teams he could have choose from, and he chose the Knicks. So I feel like he's not scared of the big lights. He's just not strong to take the criticism like a true Knicks fan. You know, us Knicks fans, we gonna let you have it, man. You have a bad game, good game, we gonna let you have it. And if you can't take it, then, yo, you gonna have to get out of New York. Go to Brooklyn, man. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Because us Knicks dudes, man, we bleed that color very well, and we want to win, man. We've been struggling for too long, bro. So we don't need no pussies in our team. Excuse my language.
Nah,
you know?
real talk, baby. Real talk means something, man.
Yes,
it means talk real.
Yes, sir. So there you go. We don't need no pussies in our team, man.
All right.
We need some heart dudes, man.
Okay,
You know?
okay. Now, when we speak of that of coaching, man, like you said, Tom Thibodeau, you praised him when he was the fourth seed.
Yes.
Following year,
Yes.
you looked at him as if he was Fizdale.
Yeah, exactly.
Not holding players accountable.
Exactly.
Okay, my question to you, brother.
Yes.
Right? Do you think this is the year, do or die for Tom Thibodeau?
Yes, it is. He got to prove that, you know, he's ready to take this team to the next level. And one thing that will will help him survive this job is putting that ego to the side and that pride. Listen to your fans and listen to the team, man. You got a good team, young and old. Play them all, man. Play them all. You know, give everybody a chance, because one thing that I got tired of being a Knicks fan and tired of seeing my team is that teams already know what we're going to do, because the same players play every day. So what you think? The scouts ain't knowing our weaknesses? You know, switch it up, man. Switch players. Make them say, oh, I never played with this player before. Now I got to do my homework. You can't just put Julius Randle as a power forward, because everybody going to know, yo, this dude can't go right, so let's steal the ball. That's what I mean. You got to be unpredictable, and you got to give our young boys a chance, because we done traded a lot of picks for these little kids, man. And for them not to play them, it just make no sense.
Okay, now you said something that's quite interesting.
Yes.
You said that Tom Thibodeau got to push aside his ego.
Yes.
What makes you think he's egotistic?
It's just because he's been like that in every team that he played for. He always want to push his veterans, man. And if you notice, everybody from Derrick Rose when he was in Chicago to Taz Gibson, they used to play 40 minutes. Maybe that's why Derrick Rose caught that injury. And then you had Cat. Then you had, when he was in Minnesota, Cat went and all that. Timberwolves. He played Rose again, minutes. He played Cat, tons of minutes, and all the rookies was sitting there just collecting dust. And that's the ego in him. He don't want to listen when people tell him, yo, play your young boys, play your bench. And he be like, no, man, what sticks is my veterans.
Okay, now, what's quite interesting, right? This upcoming season,
Yes.
we don't have a lot of vets, man, on the team. The only vet we got really is Derrick Rose.
That's true.
They let go Reggie Bullock, Alex Burke,
Yes.
Norleans Noel.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of vets it's out of here. I don't know who's making the moves, whether it's Leon Rose, but
I think it's Leon.
we got a young team, man.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like the Philly team.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So he has no choice
He has no choice.
but to play the youngins
Yes.
now.
Yes.
And then you got somebody like Cam Reddish who's like,
a good offensive scorer, and I don't understand why he's not playing. That's why I said I don't know why the Knicks gave away our picks to get a player like that, only not to play him. You know, it just don't make sense. It makes the front office look bad with the decisions that they making. Like for instance, you had Carmelo as a free agent. You have all these notable free agents, and you picking like Russian guys that we never even heard the names for. Why not give Carmelo a chance, man? Why not give LaMarcus Aldridge in there? Or if not, look, Dennis Schroeder was a free agent. You know, get players that you know that's going to do something that's veteran leadership. You know who else is a free agent? Rondo. You know, get Rondo. He could coach quickly. He could make quickly and them become a championship player. Because that man Rondo was a champion player.
okay, speak of quickly.
Yes.
Would you like to see him start, or do you think he will strive better the second unit?
I think he's better as a second unit. You know, he still need more experience. The game of the NBA is very fast. You got strong guards that, you know, quick and can't handle. And he thrived better in the second unit. I mean, now that we got Brunson, that second unit is going to be crazy, man, with Derrick Rose and Quickly and all that and Toppin. I believe our second unit is going to be a real good second unit if played right.
If played right.
If played right.
Okay. Are you afraid of, because you know the critics, when we speak of Tom Thibodeau coaching once again,
Yes.
is that he overplayed his players?
Which he does.
Do you think there's going to be an issue with Jalen Brunson? Do you think he's going to run him to the ground?
I have a feeling he will, because who else is our other point guard but Derrick Rose and Quickly? You know, and if anybody he going to run to the ground again, it's going to be Derrick Rose. For some reason, if Brunson is on the bench, he's going to use Derrick Rose a lot.
You don't even think he's going to use Quickly
Not as
over?
much as Quickly. Depending on the situation, or depending on how Quickly do in these games, is probably going to open Thibodeau. But that's where his ego-ness come in. Because, you know, you got a bunch of point guards on the bench that you've seen what they done last year. I don't know why you're just going to try to give 40 minutes to Derrick Rose and 40 minutes to Brunson. Like, you know, you got players, man. You got players. Use them.
Okay. And when we speak of my man Obi, man,
Obi.
treetop Obi,
Obi.
I mean, critique this game, man.
Right now, of what I've seen in the offseason, the man is showing that he's ready to be a starter. I would want to start him over Julius Randle. You know, give him that, because with Brunson and Obi, I mean, it looked like Lob City again to me. It looked like LA, Lob City, Chris Paul and Blake Griffin again.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing, man, because, yo, based on the practice, you seen the videos when they was practicing, man. I mean, Brunson was doing this. And
Right.
Obi was coming in. Come on now. You know?
Is it safe to say that Obi is showing splashes? I'm not saying he's
Yes.
there yet.
Yes.
So my viewers, please,
Yes.
don't get at Nick's head.
Yes.
But is he showing flashes of a futuristic Amari Stoudemire?
That's stretching. I can't say that. I can't say that because the reason why I can't say that, because he never played long minutes. We haven't seen his full game. Only one game where he scored 40. Yeah, I can say he looking like Amari there, but I see his own game. I see he got his own little style. You know, like everybody gonna compare him to Amari, but I see his own like Obi. That's what I see. I see Obi's game.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. And that of Cam Reddish. If Tom Thibodeau let Cam Reddish play, he only
Yes.
had 12 games last year
Yes.
before being injured.
Yes.
And when he did have the games where he played, some say it wasn't enough.
Yes. It wasn't.
If he give this man sufficient minutes on the court, do you see Cam Reddish thriving?
Yeah, if he give him significant minutes and let him play his game, he could possibly be six-man, man. He possibly could be a six-man player, because Cam is good, man. Cam is real good.
But you see his strengths.
I'm sorry?
What's Cam Reddish's strength?
Strength, he's a good offensive player. He knows how to move around, you know, defense. He got long reach. You know, he'd be able to play good defense as well. He remind me, like, when I say scoring, kind of like a Carmelo. He could easily score when he wants. You know, like he could move, man. He could move. I mean, he was doing crazy in Duke, man.
Yeah.
You know, but that's up to Tom, man. That's up to Tom to let him play and let him, you know, get his game up.
Okay. Now, I know you heard about the assistant coach signing of Rick Bronson.
Okay.
Do you think there's going to be a little favoritism in the locker room, being that that's got the father's son? When we speak of Rick Bronson and the point guard, Jalen, I mean, do you think that's going to be any...
To be honest, I think they brought him in just to help the signing of him coming to New York. I don't think it has anything to do with how it's going to affect the coaching staff or how it's going to affect the favoritism. I just think they brought him in just so he could be comfortable being in that big market. Because remember, he played in Dallas. You know, New York is a whole different city, a whole different market.
So, once again,
yeah,
is it a possibility that the market, when we speak of that of New York,
yes,
could get into Jalen Brunson head?
No.
You think he's ready for it?
He's ready for it. He even said it himself. He's been to all the Knicks games. He grew up a Knicks fan.
But he hasn't played as a Knick.
I mean,
it's different from watching than being on the floor.
That's true.
Hearing the crowd that will cheer you up and then throw bottles at you if necessary.
That's true. But I think he's going to be all right, man. I mean, what he did to Dallas, I mean, knowing that he was just a second-tier point guard
behind
Luke, look what he did, man. He brought him to the playoff. He helped them in the playoff. So I feel he's going to bring that to the Knicks. He's going to bring that winning attitude. He's going to bring that toughness, and he's going to bring that grit. And I don't think the media or New York fans is going to affect him because he's going to bring his 100%. And that's us as fans. That's all we want to see in the players, that you work hard every day. Like, you could have a bad game, but if you showing us that you really want to win, you know, we going to support you. But if you just give up quick, we going to boo you like we did Julius, man, you know? So, you know, because Julius gave up on us, man, throwing middle fingers up and all that. Hey, fuck you too, bro. Like, you know, you messing with the wrong ones, man. New York will eat you alive.
Yeah, man.
But Brunson, they going to love Brunson, man.
Okay, and when we speak of Rick Bronson again.
Yes.
Do you think they signed him so just in case if Tom Thibodeau don't get it right,
yeah,
he going to slide right in as a head coach? Do you think there's a possibility of that?
I don't know. I mean, I've never seen him as a coach, so I can't really critique him that because I don't know his coaching experience. But anything is possible in New York, man. I mean, New York is full of surprises, man. So far, we just been surprised with what they doing. We just support them. That's it. Whatever comes into the realm, just do your job. That's the rule of us Knicks fans. Just do your job. We don't care what you do. Just make sure you help us win.
Okay, and how far you see these Knickerbockers this season, man?
I'll be honest with you, man. I see us as a 6th seed or a 5th seed, man.
As a 5th seed?
That's what I see us as.
You see us above 500?
Definitely above 500. That's what I see it. Do I see us going far in the playoff? I think we need more pieces for that. But I feel like this is the year we're going to show a lot of these naysayers that trusting the process, we're going to get what we need to be. We just need the pieces. Because remember, we went to playoffs. We did that without superstars, man. That's what people don't understand. We did all this without superstars. So imagine when we get superstars.
And I feel we already have one in R.J. Barrett, man.
R.J. Barrett.
But the reason why he ain't getting the respect is because he's on a losing team. Or team.
Because of Julius. Because everything was all about Julius. The whole offense was about Julius. Now with Brunson on the helm, it's going to be whoever he want to decide to let the offense run to. Because once the point guard decide who's open and who's not. And you already know our man R.J. Barrett is always open, man. That man's a slasher. He's always going to find a way. Once he gets the ball in his hand, everybody move out the way, bro. And my man R.J. is going to show y'all something this year. Trust me.
All right, man. Like I said earlier, get them number 9s, man.
Yep.
Get them jerseys, man.
Yes, sir.
Did you see the interview, my brother, where I interview an 11-year-old?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
but
man, you got to
Just
look
send
at
it to
that,
me.
man.
I got you, man.
11 years old, man. And he broke down stats and at 11. He said that Julius Randle is a great player, but he ISO the ball. He hogs the ball too much.
Yes.
and he don't like his attitude.
Yes.
Now that's 11-year-old.
That boy know what he talking about.
That means the kids is always watching. We
Yes,
gotta
sir.
watch how we
Yes,
perceive
sir.
ourselves. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
When we go on that floor, man.
Yes, sir.
Wow, man.
That's
And
impressive.
yeah, as far as Derrick Rose, man, do you feel Derrick Rose still needs to give tutorage out when we speak of that of a player of Emmanuel quickly?
Yeah.
Is he still gonna have a Gerald Jack? You know, when we have Gerald Jack on the Knicks?
I feel like we still got the Derrick Rose of the Derrick Rose. What I mean by that, a lot of people sleeping on him because his age and his injuries. But if you see this game, Derrick is still Derrick. He's just not dunking. So what I feel like this year, with Brunson being the point guard, is going to be less minutes for him, and he'll be able to thrive more. Because remember, Thibodeau was giving this man 40, 30 minutes because we didn't have a point guard. And he was our point guard to depend on. You know, so we burned him out.
Okay.
Now with Brunson, we gonna get the Derrick Rose that we always been getting. Man.
Okay. Now when the Knicks was the 4th seed, right?
Yes.
And we played against the Atlanta Hawks.
Yes.
Who gets the blame, man? Because we was busting the Atlanta Hawks' ass all season long.
Yeah.
Then we get to the postseason and we kind of like fell apart. You blame it on coaching, or do you blame it on like what happened, man?
I'll be honest with you. I blame coach, and I mostly blame coaching. I'm gonna tell you why. Because again, you giving Julius Randle the keys to run the offense. Atlanta already knew how to lock this dude down. If you notice, the man wasn't scoring 20 points every game. The man was really struggling to shoot because they double team him, they forced him right, and you know he let the pressure get to his hand. So a coach would have been like, you know what, we're gonna have to switch you up, you know, see what works. And Tom was too, you know, he was just too like stubborn for that.
Okay.
And he let that happen, man. He let that happen.
Okay. Now I want to talk about 2 players, man.
Yes, sir.
Before I get to Mitch Robinson,
Yes,
then
sir.
we're gonna close out.
Yes, sir.
These 2 players I don't mention too much, but I'm looking in and I'm seeing a lot of work these 2 players is putting in during the offseason as well.
Yes.
When I speak of that of Quentin Grimes and Jericho Sims,
Yes.
starting with Quentin Grimes, man, what can we expect from him? I interviewed somebody and someone actually compared his game to that of a Klay Thompson.
Yes. I agree. I agree because he worked on his shooting, let alone he worked on his defense, and also worked in his passing. You know, so I feel like that could be another 6th man of the year. You know, he's going to give us a lot of good minutes. He's going to give us a lot of good productivity. Same thing as Sims. Again, with Brunson, I feel like the Knicks is going to be the new Lob City, man.
Yeah?
You know, I feel that because we got a lot of high flyers in our team.
Are we going to see a lot of bandwagons all of a sudden rocking?
Oh, yeah. Listen, you see this hat right here? You're going to see this all over New York now, man.
Let's zoom in on that.
Everybody going to be having this because we have a lot of retired Knicks fans. They got upset that we was losing, so they give up. But guess what? On the low, they still watching the game.
Yeah.
They still rooting. They just don't want to, you know, nobody to know. But y'all gonna wear these hats again, man.
But you can always tell a bandwagon.
Oh yeah.
I mean, all you got to do is just talk.
Yeah. You want to know when I saw the bandwagon? 2013, when we went with Carmelo Anthony and Rasheed Wallace and Jay Kidd and them. There was a lot of people saying, wow, the Knicks is going to make it this far. What happened? Y'all was saying we wasn't even going to make the playoff. That's just a perfect example, man.
It's disgusting, man.
Yeah, but it's all right.
It's disgusting. So I guess being that we ain't get Donovan Mitchell, you're going to see Knick jerseys with Cleveland hats. And you could tell that, you know, they got caught in the middle of the conversation and get to complete their outfits.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? It's just so sad, man.
It's sad.
Yeah, it's sad, man.
It hurts me because also ESPN and those type of so-called experts, they always want to talk about the Knicks. Like, I don't understand. Like, if we would have gave up all our players, then we still would have been talked about. We still would have been like, oh, the Knicks is stupid for doing that. But because we didn't do it, we still being talked about. So it's just to let you know, they just hate the Knicks, man.
Yeah. And as far as these Brooklyn Nets fans, I call them disappointed Knicks fans, tier 2 Knicks fans.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad we didn't get Kevin Durant.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad. And for all the Brooklyn fans out there, I just want to let y'all know, just like I said earlier in the video, we ain't had no All-Stars. And we made it to the playoff, and we actually did good. you guys had the three-headed Avengers, man. I don't know what happened to y'all, but that's just to let you know that stars don't win chips, bro.
That's right. You got to be determined.
It's togetherness and good fans like us.
Okay, all right. And not to mention, they got players who say, we don't need a coach.
Yeah.
Wow, picture that.
Yeah.
Bunch of divas, you know?
It's all right.
Yeah, pass the wig around over there, y'all.
Yeah, we plumbers over here. We plumbers over here.
That's what's up, man. And last but not least,
Yes, sir.
Money Mitchell Robinson, man. He another one who just got his extension like RJ.
Yes.
Got the bag.
Yes.
I mean, can we expect an elevation in his game, man?
Honestly, I'm going to see the same Mitch. Once again, it's because of coach. Like, I was reading an article not too long ago where they said that Mitch could shoot and Mitch could dribble at times, but the coach won't allow him to expand his game.
Yeah, I heard that he got a behind the arc game
He does.
that he been practicing for 2 years.
He does, but if the coach ain't going to let you shoot, he going to tell you rebound the ball and pass it to the shooter.
Do you think it's important, I'm sorry to cut you off, for big men to have an outside game? How important is that?
It's very important, and I'm glad that we got that center. I forgot his name. I don't know.
Sims?
Huh?
Jericho Sims?
Nah, the new center with an H. That I think he came
Okay.
Hallenberg or something like that. Something like that. But he got a good 3-point shot. That's another one that's a sleeper, man. That's another one that we gonna see thrive in our system. Because he can play defense, he can stretch the floor, and he can also shoot. But I just wish they could give the opportunity to Mitch, man.
Yeah.
Because Mitch, I mean, did you remember the game where he just crossed somebody and took it to the hole?
Yeah, I forgot.
That's to let you know he could do it.
But you know what's a positive? You know what's advantage of it? The fact that he had time to keep practicing that. So when he do display it at a high level, they're not going to be ready for it.
They not. And that's why they wasn't ready when he dribbled in and took it into the hole. Because they wasn't expecting that. They thought he was just going to get the ball and throw it to the next man. But just like I said earlier, I'm glad that we brought that up. Just like I said earlier, by him dribbling the ball and taking it to the hole, right? It